When she comes to the realization that you've lost interest, the effect is often more profound than you'd expect. It's more intense and revealing than mere surprise. It has the potential to completely alter the dynamic of your relationship in your favor. Her reactions will reveal everything you need to know about her genuine feelings and your influence in the connection. Pay attention, as understanding her response will provide you with an unexpected advantage. Section 1. The initial shock of losing control. The initial shock she experiences when she senses your fading interest hits more deeply than one might think. This isn't simply a matter of being surprised. It's about the sudden awareness that the balance of power has shifted significantly. Until now, she may have felt assured in the notion that you were emotionally invested and predictable. However, when that energy dissipates, it generates an emotional ripple effect that she cannot overlook. This shock stems from the loss of certainty, which is inherently comforting. It helps her understand her position and provides the reassurance that you're still engaged and attentive. When that certainty disappears, she is thrust into unfamiliar territory, prompting her to question what has changed. Did she misread your level of interest? Was there something she overlooked? These questions arise not just from confusion, but also from the fear of losing a connection she believed she had under control. Section 2. The need to reclaim validation. Validation in relationships is akin to oxygen. When she senses your attention waning, it creates a psychological void her mind cannot ignore. This absence ignites her instinct to reclaim that validation, to affirm she still holds significance in your life. It's not just about feelings, it's also about gaining a sense of power and control. As you may observe, her behavior might subtly shift during this phase. She could begin reaching out more, sending seemingly casual texts that serve as tests, such as, "Hey, how have you been?" or "I saw something that reminded me of you." These comments are strategic attempts to gauge your emotional state and determine whether you will engage with her. If she doesn't receive the responses she anticipates, her actions may escalate. She might try to provoke a reaction by mentioning other men or pretending to be indifferent about your absence. However, this facade of indifference is merely a way to test your boundaries and emotional stability. A common mistake many men make at this point is to respond too quickly, misinterpreting her desire for validation as genuine interest, leading them back into old patterns of chasing or over-explaining. The true strength lies in maintaining your composure. By staying calm and detached, you compel her to put in more effort to understand you, which can significantly alter her perception of you. Section 3. Curiosity sparks re-evaluation. Once the initial shock subsides and her attempts to regain validation are unsuccessful, curiosity takes over. This curiosity isn't solely about you. It's rooted in understanding what went amiss and what has changed. Women tend to be highly analytical, particularly concerning relationships. An unexpected shift in your behavior triggers a need for her to comprehend the reasons behind it. She starts to revisit past interactions in her mind, scrutinizing every detail for indications of what she might have missed or misinterpreted. These inquiries are far from idle thoughts. They form a repetitive cycle in her mind. She may reach out to friends for advice, seeking a narrative to clarify your behavior. This curiosity also encourages her to reflect on her own actions. As she digs deeper, she may begin to recognize qualities she had previously overlooked: your kindness, your efforts, and the uniqueness you brought to her life. Your absence amplifies these traits in her mind, allowing her to appreciate the things she once took for granted. Section 4. Ego's role in the dynamic. Her ego plays a significant role in this situation. It is intricately linked to her identity and sense of control. When she realizes your interest has waned, It compels her to confront parts of herself she might not be ready to face. The ego feeds on validation and certainty. When you are attentive and emotionally available, it reinforces her sense of importance. However, pulling back leads to an absence of that reinforcement, generating inner conflict as she questions her estimated influence over you. This phase can be challenging for her, as it forces her to reevaluate her understanding of the relationship. If she believes she held the upper hand, your withdrawal compels her to reconsider that perspective. Her ego may lead her to react defensively, trying to regain the power she feels slipping away through indirect comments, attempts to provoke jealousy, or displays of exaggerated confidence, all serving to mask her insecurities. The key for you is to remain steady and not be drawn back into old dynamics. Your composed demeanor will unsettle her more than any reactive behavior could. Section 5. The transformative realization. As time passes and she begins to feel the absence you've left behind, she starts to recognize that it's not just your presence she misses, but the entire experience you provided, your attention, your energy, and your consistency. Initially, she might dismiss the change, convincing herself that she can adapt. However, as days and weeks go on, the gravity of your absence weighs heavier. She comes to appreciate the small things she took for granted, your ability to make her laugh, your attentive listening, and the stability you offered. These realizations come in waves, each hitting harder than the last. This void isn't merely emotional, it's also psychological. She starts to grapple with whether she underestimated your value and if losing your interest reflects her own shortcomings. This deep introspection serves as a catalyst for her to confront her behavior and its implications. During this stage, your role is straightforward. Do nothing. Allow her to feel the void completely, letting her wonder and reflect. The longer she sits with these feelings, the more substantial your absence becomes in her mind. Section 6. The impact of silence. Though often underestimated, silence has a profound effect. When you create space by stepping back, you compel her to reassess the value you brought to her life. Your absence of reassurance makes her reconsider your worth. This power lies in the unpredictability of your silence. While many men, prone to disappointment, may try to explain or fight for attention, your withdrawal communicates a powerful message. I don't need to validate my worth. My actions speak volumes. Over time, your silence magnifies your presence, prompting her to revisit past interactions and recognize your positive qualities. More significantly, she begins to realize how your kindness, reliability, and ability to make her feel special were enhanced by your silence. This period allows her time to reflect on her own actions. She may start to wonder why you haven't reached out, whether you've truly moved on, or if she underestimated you. These inquiries create a sense of urgency, making her realize just how much she misses you. Section 7. The building emotional tension. As your silence extends, it fosters a unique type of emotional tension. This tension encompasses more than merely missing you. It centers around the unresolved feelings and questions swirling in her mind. The uncertainty regarding your feelings keeps you firmly on her mind. Emotional tension disrupts her sense of stability. While she may have believed she held control, your withdrawal crushes that illusion. This sense of lost control awakens a mix of emotions: regret for not valuing you, curiosity regarding your current activities, and guilt for potentially taking you for granted. The tension heightens her awareness of reminders of you, whether through songs, familiar locations, or casual conversations. Each triggers memories of your connection. These reminders intensify the emotional pull, making her come to grips with your significance. This phase is pivotal as it lays the groundwork for her to act. The building tension compels her to reach out, not merely to satiate her curiosity, but to resolve the feelings she's been grappling with. Section 8. When curiosity turns to action. Curiosity can motivate people to take action. Once the emotional tension peaks, she will feel an overwhelming urge to bridge the gap. At first, her actions may be subtle, liking your posts, sending light-hearted texts, or finding reasons to reach out. However, as her curiosity deepens, her attempts to reconnect will become more intentional. When she eventually reaches out, it indicates that she has been contemplating you consistently, going over past interactions and reflecting on what went awry. Her internal process often leads her to the realization that losing you may have been a more significant mistake than she initially perceived. How you respond during this crucial interaction will greatly influence the dynamic. This moment presents you with the chance to demonstrate personal growth and forward movement. Maintain a calm, confident, and slightly detached demeanor. For instance, if she texts you, don't dive into heavy discussions immediately. Instead, keep the tone light and casual, signaling that while you're open to reconnection, you're not desperate for her focus. This blend of confidence and detachment causes her to see you in a fresh light, reinforcing the notion that you are someone worth pursuing rather than someone who is easily swayed. Section 9. The importance of emotional control. Emotional control is an incredibly attractive trait, and it becomes even more evident when she seeks to reconnect. Should she reach out, she may test your patience or provoke emotional responses to gauge your interest. How you navigate these moments will shape her perspective of you going forward. If she provokes you by bringing up past arguments or mentioning others, and you react with anger or frustration, it shows that you are still emotionally tied to her. Conversely, if you manage to remain calm and unruffled, it conveys strength and self-assurance. It demonstrates that, while you care, you are not swayed by her behaviors. Emotional control isn't about suppressing your feelings, it's about mastering them, illustrating that you can handle disappointment, conflict, or rejection with elegance and maturity. This kind of stability is rare and highly attractive because it fosters a sense of security. She comes to realize that regardless of the situation, you remain unshaken. The beauty of maintaining emotional control is that it redirects focus onto you. Rather than chasing her or reacting to her provocations, you display that your life and happiness are not intertwined solely with her presence. This independence creates a lasting impression that is difficult to overlook. Section 10. The strength of graceful moving on. One of the most powerful actions you can take is to move on gracefully. This approach doesn't mean cutting her off entirely or feigning indifference. Instead, it reflects your confidence in prioritizing your own growth and happiness. When you embrace this attitude, you send a clear message: I respect myself too much to remain in a situation that doesn't meet my standards. This level of self-respect is irresistibly attractive. It shows that you are not afraid to walk away from what does not benefit you. Moreover, this graceful detachment leads her to reflect on her choices and behaviors. It's not about playing games or seeking revenge. It's about investing your energy into pursuits that bring you joy and fulfillment, whether they involve career aspirations, hobbies, or personal growth. As she observes your thriving existence without her, she experiences a blend of intrigue and admiration. The lasting impression you create through your dignified and mature handling of the situation will prompt her to realize what she has lost. Over time, this acknowledgement frequently transforms into regret and a desire to reconnect. By that point, however, you will find yourself in a position of strength, better equipped to determine whether she is genuinely worth your time and effort. And that's where the power lies, knowing your worth and moving forward with confidence. Relationships are built on mutual respect, balance, and genuine connection, not on chasing validation or engaging in mind games. By prioritizing your own growth and maintaining emotional control, you not only strengthen yourself but also set the standard for how others should treat you. If you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps support the channel. Share it with a friend who might need to hear this, and of course, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more content like this. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. How have you handled situations like this? What strategies worked best for you? Let's keep the conversation going, and remember, life is about creating the best version of yourself. Don't settle for less than what you deserve. Stay confident, stay self-assured, and as always, take care of yourself first. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.